Hi, welcome to this video class. This is Pravina here to teach you class 6 lesson 4 sorting materials into groups. In the last video, while discussing about lesson 4, you have seen that there are different kinds of objects which have got different properties. So, based on their properties, where the objects are sorted or segregated into different groups. So, what are all the properties that we have seen? Based on their lustrous property, where the objects are divided into lustrous and non-lustrous. Based on their floating nature, some might float over the surface of water and some might sink to the bottom of the surface, and there are liquids which get immiscible in the water and some which do not dissolve in water, and also there are few substances, gases that which get dissolved in the water. So these are all the different property based on that where the objects are divided or sorted or segregated into different groups. So there is another property. Just let's move on to the lesson now. So there is another property known as transparency. So based on the transparency of the objects, where the objects are divided into three different groups. So the first transparency property is the objects which are transparent, in the sense the material through which things can be seen. So for example, if you take a glass in front of you, you can see the objects which are present behind the glass. In the sense, these objects are transparent. So the materials through which things can be seen, they are called as the transparent objects. And the examples mentioned here are glass, water, air and some plastics which are transparent in nature. And these objects allow the light to pass through them. So the objects which allow the light, you just take a torchlight and try to pass that beam of light through that material that you wanted to test. So if that light, it just travels through them, so which allow the light to pass through them. So if that materials allow the light to pass through them are called as transparent objects. So when can we say that an object is transparent? If the materials which are present behind them are visible to us, at the same time if that materials allow the light to pass through them, so those objects are called as transparent objects. So in the transparency, the materials or objects which have got a transparent property are called as transparent objects. Yes, there are other objects which do not, or where the object is not completely visible. As you have seen in lesson 2, when we have added cashew nut to a piece of paper, it is making that paper translucent, in the sense where we can't see the object clearly through that. We can't see the material clearly through the object. Just do one thing, try to take a oily paper and just keep it in front of your face and see whether you can see any material out of it. So we can see the material, but it is not that clearly visible. So the materials can be seen through that paper, but they are not clear. So those objects which through which the object can be seen but they are not clearly seen, they are known as translucent objects. Okay, so here in the translucent object, even they too allow the light to pass through them, but the thing is that we cannot see the materials clearly through that object. So those materials are called as, those objects are called as translucent object. Whereas in case of transparent, where the material can be seen clearly through the object that we are looking through, but whereas in case of translucent, where we cannot, the image is not clear. Okay, it is somewhat a blurred image is being formed. So those are called as, so here in this picture you can see, so the blurred image of that, so where it is not clearly seen but the object can be seen through it. So these are called as translucent objects. So both in the transparent and translucent, you can see they allow the light to pass through them. Yes, there are few other objects which completely do not allow we cannot see any material through that object. For example, you just hold a book in your hand and try to locate or try to see some material which is present behind that book. Are you able to? Yes, you can't see that materials. It is because the book here which is holded in your hand, it is an opaque object. So opaque objects do not allow the light to pass through them. So you just take a piece of cardboard and try to focus the light on it. So these light do not travel to the other side of the object. So this material is obstructing the light from not passing through it. So those objects which do not allow the light to pass through them, at the same time the materials through which we cannot see the objects through which we cannot see the materials of the other side are called as opaque objects. So here in this picture you can see the first is a glass material which is transparent, where we can see the object clearly, and in the third picture, that is the translucent, where the image is not clear. We can see the image but the images are not clear, so that is called as translucent. And the third one is opaque, which do not completely in the sense where the materials are not clearly seen. So based on the transparency nature, where the objects are being divided into three different groups such as transparent, translucent and opaque. Both in case of transparent and translucent, they allow the light to pass through them, whereas in opaque objects, it doesn't allow the light to pass through them. So based on the different property where we have sorted or segregated the objects into different groups, then what is the advantage in grouping these objects into different groups? So first thing is, it is easy to locate things. For example, if you have visited a grocery shop, you might have seen many chocolates or grains or whatever that things that which are present over there. They just sort the objects are being segregated into different groups. So if you just go and ask for a chocolate, they will easily locate and give you, right? So if they are not arranged in that groups, if they create a mess over in the shop, is it easy for him to locate a chocolate and just give you? It is not possible. So the advantage of grouping is that it is easy to locate things, and also it helps in identification. So identification of different property. For example, the objects such as, the materials such as plastic or glass or wood, they have different kinds of properties. So as to make it easily identify, this grouping help us, and also it saves our time, isn't it? Now, if you are, for example, in your maybe you are in your home, now you wanted to wanted a science text, you want to read a science textbook, right? So you just go near the shelf. If the books are arranged very clearly so that it is easy for you to locate that book, or if you just mess up everything, if you just your bed sheets and your books, if you just keep them in one shelf, is it easy for you to identify that object? No. So as to save time, this grouping is very important. At the same time, it makes study easy and more meaningful. These are the advantages of grouping objects into grouping that objects is very important. So it helps us to easy to locate things, it helps in identification, it saves our time, and also it makes study easy and more meaningful. Yes, with this I want to conclude this lesson. Thank you.